Are you afraid of missing out on something major? There's this concept of being in the duality of not really enjoying what you're doing and pining over something that you're not doing. This creates a lot of anxiety and fear and confusion within the body. So there's this concept of FOMO, the fear of missing out. This is created when we have this idea that we have to be always doing everything. Let's say you're on social media going through Instagram and you see somebody at a party. Ah, I should be at that party. I'm missing out on that party. Ah, and then you see somebody else at the gym. Oh, I should be at the gym. I need to be working out. I need to be in better shape. And then you see somebody else studying in the library. Oh, I really should be studying. And then you get yourself stretched so thin and you're not enjoying anything. And then you get this feeling inside of just dread because you're always looking at what you're missing out and you're never really enjoying anything. It's just like, this is where the other side of the equation comes in. It's called JOMO, the joy of missing out. But before I get into that, we have this tendency to compare ourselves, and we have this tendency to be always looking at what could be better. An interesting analogy is a guy in a wheelchair seeing the guy riding a bike, and he's like, oh man, I wish I could ride a bike again. And the guy riding the bike is looking to his left and saying, oh man, I wish I had a car. And the guy in the small car is looking left, and the dude sees a brand new minivan. He's like, oh man, I wish I had a minivan. That would be so much more convenient. The dude in the minivan is looking to his left, and the guy in the Ferrari and going, oh man, I wish I had a Ferrari. And the dude in the Ferrari is looking at the guy walking, and he's like, man, such a pretty day. I wish I could be walking. So if we're comparing ourselves, it doesn't matter where we are in life, there's always something better. And if we're always looking at what's better rather than appreciating where we are, we're going to have that emptiness inside, that feeling that something's missing. We can't quite put our finger on it. Another example is a businessman from New York, dreaming about his holiday, sitting on the beach, relaxing in front of the sun, and just, oh man, can't wait to get to this holiday. I just need this holiday so bad. And he's just missing everything at work. So he finally gets his holiday, feet's in the sand, drink in his hand, waves, right, beautiful waves in front of him. And guess what he's thinking about? Man, I'm missing out on that parking spot because there's nobody in the office. And what is he doing? He's at work and he's not at work. He's on the beach and he's not on the beach. And he's missing out on everything. So now back to JOMO, the joy of missing out. The acknowledgement that we're not going to be able to do everything, that nor should we do everything. What actually gives you joy? It's like having too much stuff. The stuff ends up owning you, and it's just getting more cluttered and more cluttered and more cluttered, and then we get this like feeling that like the walls are kind of coming in. Get rid of it. It's not necessary. It's not adding value. So, sure, go to the party if that's what you want to do, if that's giving you value. I argue, what do you want to do with your life? Follow that, because that is going to bring fulfillment. It's going to bring you growth. It's going to give you service. Jomo invites you to forget all of that stuff that's just kind of pouring in from the outside and ask yourself, what really is going to give me happiness? What is going to give me fulfillment, growth, love, service? Because there's always something better if we're comparing. But if you look what's inside, that's what you need. Fulfill that. And you'll find happiness. Be in the moment. Be present with what you're doing. You can find joy in the smallest things. Now that I think of it, there's an analogy that I heard many years ago. This individual had a very severe injury, and was in the hospital and couldn't really move because of the injury. And they were getting very depressed, and woe is me, kind of going back to the FOMO, what everybody else is doing on the outside. And somebody gave them a telescope that could focus very close. So kind of more of a microscope-ish. And then they started noticing all the birds, the clouds, the bugs, the grass, all the things that were going on just in their field of vision. And their life opened up again. They realized all those little things that they were missing because they were too busy before. So in a sense, that accident opened up their minds to all the other stuff that they were missing. Now, I hope it's not that extreme for you, because all it takes is that step back for a moment, do some meditation, do some some inward looking, and figure out where can you add gratitude. Because really, gratitude is the magic pill to fixing many things. If we can find gratitude in that moment, what can I learn? What can I get out of this beautiful moment that we call life? They call the present because it's a gift, right? And just be appreciative of all the things that are around you, and things start to shift. Then start thinking, where's my direction? Where am I going? How can I grow? How can I build those relationships better? How can I add service to my life? Because that's where happiness really comes from, helping others. And a lot of people forget, that's also where money comes from, right? You're adding value to somebody else, and in return, they're giving you money, right? Nobody wants a hammer. They want what a hammer can do, which is hang up a painting, put their child's crib together. Probably a screwdriver for that one, but you get my drift. If you can add value to their life, then something is returned, whether it be personal happiness or wealth or growth. So think about today. What is one thing you can be more grateful for? What is one thing that you can remove from your life that is not adding value? Because sometimes it is just as important what you don't do as it is what you do. Just like your body. What you eat and what you don't eat is just as important. I hope this helps you today. Drop a comment, like, share as always, tell other people, whatever it is that you do to help out. And thank you. Have a good day.